Hello, my name is Ragnar Behncke, and I'm going to present about the question game, a learning through play experience. Well, my background is about building a bridge between anthropology, evolution of human, and education. Um, I start studying with Humberto Maturana in the Matristica Institute and in University of Chile, and with he, I learn about to see ourselves as a living being with 4,000 million years of age and wise. No? Then I study the behavior of play with my sister in looking for chimpanzees bonobos in Congo. And then I work in play in the Ministry of Education and in the Center for Research of the University of Chile. And um, after all of this experience, I create this book, um, The Evolution of Learning, Biological Roots for Reimagined Schools. And this will uh, have a publication next March 2021. And this is the book which gives me the frame to create and design these question games in school. And I think that have a bold influence about the School of Santiago, about enaction, and how we bring this concept about social learning and embodiment to learning of, of key elements in school. Well, I will make first a little brief about the book, and then um, what kind of workshop I develop with teachers, and from that from that workshops emerge these question games, which is a solution to a very concrete problem. Well, the book is storytelling about a migration, about a path that a group of humans start to move from the desert of the school without water, um, looking for water, looking for fresh water. But in trying to solve this problem, they asked to their mother, and their mother said, "No, ask. You need to ask for my mother." And grandmother says, "No, you need to look for the first mother of the world, which is the first cell." Then the group goes to looking for water to the origin of human beings, to the origin of living beings, and they find five characters. And the first character is this is the cell, the mother cell, and they ask them, what is the origin of learning? And she said, the origin of learning is to experiment with the world. Then the first mammalian says, our second tool is to imitate. And then the first monkey says, our tool is to play. The first human says, our tool is to teach. And the first grandmother says, our tool is to communicate with imagination, collective imagination. And the five key learning tools to learn that evolution gives us is experiment, imitation, play, teaching, which is related with collaboration, and imagination. And with that frame, we start some workshops bringing in which we describe what is the desert of the motivation of children in schools from the desert, and how we go to looking for water to find motivation. And this is a workshop we made with teachers, with art, designing, expressing what is the desert, what is the water. And then we go tool by tool. We'll start with experimentation and we make it a workshop. We follow with imitation and we make a workshop. We call this workshop biomap, map about ourselves, map of our lives, biomap. Then we talk about play and we make a workshop about playing with teachers. And we talk about teach and the origin of teach and collaboration, and we make a workshop with children and teachers. And finally about imagination with children and teachers and all the school. And with this background, we confront our big problem. And our problem is that even if we want to have a lot of play and creativity in school, the standardized test, the final exam of the year, constrict with the things that we can make. Then my proposition was, well, why we don't take this challenge of the end of the year, which is a final exam, and we make it as a play, as a collective project of all the school, teachers and children. And we start to create a game with a board in which children run the dice, and depend of the number they get, they need to find a question about a question of the exam, of the final exam, like an example. But the difference is that they play to find these questions, and the questions that they find they need to solve in groups of different ages. Then we give them the question of math or language or history, but they, as a group of 4 or 5 children, they solve in a collective way. And then we give them a sticker if they answer the question. And they put all the stickers in the wall, and we show at the end of the day what question they solve, and we counting, and we share our experience. And this is a kind of example. They run the dice, they get the number 8, they go to the room of the teachers, and we gave them the question number 8, that they return and solve it in group, teaching each other. They use the tool of learning teach each other the question. They say, they ask, I want my ticket, because I answered, I love you, mom. They write, and I give them the sticker, and they return to new questions. The good thing is that they move a lot, they enact with their bodies, they interact in social ways, and they transform like an individual 1 year time test with a lot of stress in a collective play challenge that they do day and day. The result of the exams was very good. They feel very confident and they learned a lot. Um, this is basically the idea that we came in reflection in this process of collective thinking with teachers nurture or um, with the vision of the evolution of learning. And I would love to share more of this experience, and this is it. I'm open to questions and to contact. Thank you.